Hello, and welcome to Week 1, Unit 4 of the Application Development for SAP Business by Design course. In this unit, we'll be discussing help content, specifically where we can get help and what content is available to us. The different types of help content that are available in Studio are integrated and local. Now, what is integrated help? Integrated help comes automatically when you install the Studio itself. It's very easily accessible, and it never requires updating. Why is that? When you go to the help menu within the Studio, you'll see some options up here. And the first one is the SAP Cloud Application Studio Help. This is going to open an online help page. So it's actually going to a help content that's already available online somewhere. It's always real-time updated, so any updates that are there, it's not local on your machine, so you should have those updates. And it's very easy in the sense that you don't need to do anything extra to use this help. And this is the integrated help that's there in the Studio. You can see there's lots of good content in here. This is a very, very important page as a developer that you will reference often. For example, let's look at getting started. I can see things about first steps. So how do I install the Studio? Here's all the details and things that we mentioned about what are the requirements, where do I go and how do I download. If I have trouble, who should I contact? So you can see that if you do have issues downloading it, you can always contact Cloud Solution Partner at sap.com. Updating, there's also things like the user roles that we talked about. Also, how do I set up a user? There's also what's new within the Studio. So in each release, obviously new content may come out. And this will talk about what is new in each of those releases for you. So very, very good content here in the help. We're going to look at this a lot because it shows us code examples, what's the syntax for everything we're doing, how-tos on some of these different objects. So this is the integrated help. Now, if we go back, the other help content for us is the local help content. Now, this is the same exact help content, just a different way that we're going to access it. So this also comes automatically when you install the Studio, but you'll need to install the viewer that's there, and that's specifically the Visual Studio viewer to be able to view this content. Now, a benefit of having it local, really a couple benefits. One is that you can search it. The integrated help content online, you can't search directly for anything. But with the local help content, you can search. So if you want to know element, specifically for a business object, you can search for element and it'll help navigate you to the right place. Also, this gives you context-sensitive F1 help. So if you're typing and you're wondering, well, when I define an element, what do? You can actually click on the word element, then press F1, and it's going to load the help content directly for an element. So it can be really nice to have it local. It's updated every time you update your Studio build specifically. So it's always available to you there. The local help content you can also find under help. You would see help content installation. It'll help you to install the actual viewer if you need to. And then you'll have it available to you to view directly on your machine. So that's local, it's not online, but still the same content itself. Now the online help, there's actually, you can very easily navigate to it if you go to help.sap.com. So I am here in the help portal. I'm going to go ahead and go to Cloud. And scroll down and let's look at software development kits or SDKs and the SAP Cloud Application Studio. Now this is great because it gives me a few different versions of the help. So I can see specifically a what's new section, the user resources, the majority of the help content, and some additional help areas that might not be the specific help content but still can provide me help in developing for the Studio. All of these, it gives me an online version, which is the integrated help we'd see. Also a print version, which is a large PDF of all the help content. So if you actually wanted to have a local copy or print it off somewhere to be able to page through and make notes, you could print the printed version and have it locally for you in your hand. It also shows the help content for each of the past releases. So as each release goes on, new help content will be posted here for you. Now, this is the bulk of the help that you use. You'll use this very extensively, but there are a couple other resources when it comes to help that are really good. Specifically, one thing, the SAP Cloud Application Studio page in SCN. So the SCN page is very, very great. There's lots of great people on there, many good partners, customers. There's SAP people like myself and other experts. And you can go on there, ask questions, look at blog posts. There's lots of how-to videos that people have posted for some of the different things that you can do in the studio. It's a very, very good resource that's available to you. You can access it either from the link there, or if we go to the studio, you can see there's actually a link here, SAP Community Network Forum, which will bring you right to that page as well within SCN. So it's a very great resource for looking at different things and getting feedback, bouncing ideas off of other developers. Very helpful. And the other help that you have is the book that's there. So there is a book that was published a few years ago called SAP Business by Design Studio. This has not been updated in a little bit, but it is a very good book. It talks in great detail about the basics of the studio and most of the content that's there. And it can be really helpful in understanding a lot of the deeper understanding of the studio, really why certain things are built, and how it really relates to building the different content and how they relate with each other. So it's a great book. It's available on Amazon. The link's available here in the slides to you. I would recommend to go out and grab yourself a copy of that as well. So this is really what help content is out there within the studio. Anything you need to do, you can find in one of these pages. The help content itself, whether you use the integrated or local help, will give you details on any functionality that's within the studio. And then you can always go on the SCN page to look for more expert advice or feedback from other people. And then the book, like I said, will give you lots of good content. So that's it for this unit. In the next unit, we'll be looking at different types of solutions and getting ourselves set up to actually do some real development. Thank you.